Welcome to Talks with Dr. Gupta and friends. Today, we're talking about a crisis that is quietly reshaping South Asia: the deepening breakdown in relations between India and Bangladesh. These are two nations bound by history, language, culture, and family ties. And yet right now, that relationship is closer to rupture than reconciliation. So what went wrong? And why did it unravel so fast? It began with two shocking events. A Hindu factory worker, Deepu Das, was brutally lynched by a mob. Soon after, a student leader, Usman Hadi, was assassinated, with reports that his alleged killers fled across the border into India. These weren't just crimes, they became symbols, flashpoints revealing how fragile trust between these neighbors has become. According to several regional experts, the core problem isn't foreign policy at all, it's domestic politics. One analyst put it bluntly: the India-Bangladesh relationship has been sacrificed at the altar of domestic politics. To understand why emotions run so deep, we need to go back, far back. Back to the partition of 1947. The idea then was simple but flawed: that shared religion could bind together vastly different peoples. East and West Pakistan were separated by over 1,200 kilometers of India, with different languages, cultures, and histories. The breaking point came in 1952, during the language movement. When Pakistan's founder declared Urdu the sole national language, Bengali identity was pushed aside. That moment sealed the fate of the union. This wasn't just politics. It was a fundamental clash of identity, one that still echoes today. Fast forward to the modern era. For decades, the India-Bangladesh relationship revolved around one dominant figure: Sheikh Hasina. From India's perspective, she was the perfect partner. She delivered economic growth, cracked down on extremist groups, and aligned closely with New Delhi. But inside Bangladesh, many saw something very different: an increasingly authoritarian leader. Opposition crushed, elections questioned. India's unwavering support created a dangerous paradox: stability for New Delhi, resentment on the streets of Dhaka. As Sheikh Hasina grew unpopular at home, India became unpopular by association. And now, with Hasina reportedly taking refuge in India, her very presence has become, in one expert's words, a permanent sore point. Then came the rhetoric. Comments in Indian politics describing Bangladeshi migrants as termites may have played well in election campaigns, but they caused long-term damage. Words travel. They crossed borders. They hardened attitudes. They became political weapons inside Bangladesh. This created a dangerous feedback loop. Harsh rhetoric in India fuels anger in Bangladesh. Bangladeshi politicians then use that anger to build their own power. India is reframed, not as a partner, but as an overbearing master. Trust erodes, again and again. And as that trust collapses, a third power steps quietly into the gap: China. As experts warn, when India pushes Bangladesh away, it pushes it directly into China's arms. This is not abstract geopolitics. China has pledged over $1.2 billion in new investments. It supplies roughly 70% of Bangladesh's military equipment. It is building ports, infrastructure, even a submarine base. From a strategic perspective, this is alarming for India. Chinese influence in Bangladesh could threaten the Siliguri corridor, the narrow chicken's neck connecting mainland India to its northeast. For Beijing, it's a strategic opportunity. For New Delhi, it's a growing nightmare. So where does this leave India and Bangladesh? Diplomats describe India's position now as a menu of bad options. Every choice has serious downsides. Anti-India sentiment is no longer just rhetoric. It's becoming structural. Even genuine attempts at reconciliation are met with suspicion. Two nations born from the same history are now being pulled apart by domestic politics, identity, and great power rivalry. And that brings us to the final question. Can India and Bangladesh, so deeply intertwined by culture and memory, ever rebuild trust? While anger simmers at home and a global superpower moves quietly in the background? Because right now, that path is narrowing fast. And the future of an entire region hangs in the balance. Stay safe and happy new thinking.